Alright, so this week we're going to install the fish finder. So if you remember last week, oops, I've broke my mount here, sorry. So if you remember last week, we installed the seat here, and now this is the old unit I had with the arm that came down. Here's the excess. Cables came up and plugged in here. The battery cable ran along here and into my tray there. So here's the new one with the new Scotty mount. So that's now what we're going to be installing. So hang tight and we'll get right to this. Alright, so I got it all hooked up. So this is the arm that goes down to the transducer. I think what I'm going to have to do is get a Scotty mount that puts it out here. Get a little bit more out of the way. I think we'll be good to go. So that's where we're at right now. So right now I'm working on the power for this. So let's solder that up. Always, always, always use heat shrink. So here's the power cable. Couldn't have done that again if I tried. go before I heat shrink it. I just want to make sure that it'll work. So let's see what happens when I plug it into the battery pack. Push all the way in. That's the difference. Here we go. So it works. So here is the piece for the 360 light. As you can see, it's got little LEDs all the way around it, as well as, let's see if I get to focus, one on top, all the way around. So what this is I bought this at Academy. It's a marine LED replacement bulb. LED, 1 watt of power, 12 volt. From seeing me just recently finish up the, sorry, I should have cleaned up the mess from my last, as you can see from the last one, I built the battery pack that was 12 volts. So the 12 volt battery pack will work with the light. So let me go get some more materials and we'll take care of this piece. All right, so wire, pretty simple, yeah? And the back of this, the way that it reads. Okay, so you have not necessarily a positive and negative, but just 2 splices on the bottom here. All right, so see, you have these 2 here, and that's what we're going to be soldering to. I'm going to make, as soon as I let go of that, I'm going to make the white line positive. Why? I don't know. That's what I think. So for this, I don't know if you can see this, I've turned them at a 90-degree angle. I will tend them first, and that way when I solder these on, I can do the 2 90s in opposite angles. And that way it'll be safer. Not hot yet. Not quite there yet. The PVC I'm using is 1/4 inch. Unfortunately, the distance around this white line here is not really 1/4 inch. I mean, sorry, 3/4 inch. So due to that not being 3/4 inch, I'm gonna have to build it up to stick it in. I am thinking about doing something with a pool noodle that, let's see, something kind of like, take a full needle, cut it like so, and then I cut it like so, like so, and then stuff it down in there like so. Maybe put a piece of tape around it. So do something like this and that, so I can stick it with some go around it one more time with E-tape. So I'm basically, that's still even too thick. Just barely. Something kind of like so. Go around with E-tape so I can stick this down in there. It'll expand, hold it in place, so that I can put a bead of hot glue or super glue around it. And that'll hold it up on the top, because technically that's all the top is going to be. It's just this. It's already encased in a piece of glass, so it should work just fine. Alright, so let's make this just a little bit thicker. So we're going to go put one piece here, we're going to put one piece here. Unfortunately, the only tape that I found was this purple, so we're just going to go right around the white part here, make it nice and tight. One more time. PVC's dry. We can drop this down in there, all the way through, and this will be the 360 light. All right, be back in a little bit. If you remember, we had this black 3/4 inch PVC. The only thing I've done is you saw I solder the ends on. The ends running out the other end here. I used a little bit of styrofoam to make a nice snug fit like so. And then remember our battery box that we made? Now it's time to attach one of those, but I don't want to do that quite yet. We were working, I washed out and cleaned out the kayak. We're going to move it in here, and we're going to start attached. I'm going to start setting that up because I'm not exactly sure. Okay, well, that works. Let's All right, so we just finished everything. I'm just going to be a quick overview of the boat here, the kayak. So red flag up front because I carry it back end. These came with it, which are the paddle holders. Came with it. I actually love using those. All my plastic baits sit between my legs here. There's an open container there, but I just haven't really found a good way to use that yet. Going back, there's our triple shot from Lowrance right here. I've got fish grips. I don't know if you can tell all the way over here, but there's my net. Remember, we've raised the seat, showed you how to do that. I think the battery is going to fit really nice right underneath the seat there, so that works out well. Life jacket, again. There is the 360 light, GoPro mounted to it, crate. This back area here is open. I usually put an ice chest, a small ice chest in here, live bait, extra rod holders. I usually stick my anchor in this side because I only usually take 3 rods, 1, 2, and then I'm using that one over there. So there's a couple things here that I do want to do to change things up. One is I want to add a Scotty mount probably on this side or maybe even mount it here to come up. and be able to have a rod holder out here, especially when I'm crappie fishing, so something in this neighborhood. The other thing is I haven't been able to test this yet because I haven't been able to put the boat on the ground, but I'm thinking that all of this is going to be in the way of my legs coming through. So I think I'm going to get one of those where it holds it out over here somewhere. So, but with that, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, it's not about setting the hook. It's not about pulling the trigger. It's all about the journey it takes to get there. See you next time.